Chinese students in the U.S. are afraid of getting into trouble for infringing China's new spy law. Hua Chunying slapped in the face for saying the U.S. government abandons its citizens. Chinese couple heavily criticized for receiving subsidies in the U.S. despite $16,000 monthly income. UFOs have appeared 7 times in China. Experts still cannot explain. As American schools prepare for the summer break, it is time for Chinese students to take extra precautions to avoid getting in trouble or jailed when returning to visit their families in China. According to Nikkei, a student named Li shared that he would delete content sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party (CCP) regime from his phone before returning to China. He said, "I will just delete some of the specific information, like the photos and videos." He added, "Our consensus is, don't go on the record." Li said that he hasn't come home to visit in the past 3 years, but he is concerned that what he says or does in the U.S. may be noticed by forces ruling China, and he will be in trouble when he returns, especially at this sensitive time. The sensitive movement Li mentioned refers to is the updated espionage law, which the CCP will implement next July. The U.S. ambassador to China, Nicholas Burns, has expressed concern that routine business practices, such as seeking information before investing in China, could violate new espionage laws. Burns also warned that researchers and journalists could be affected. A Hong Kong student studying in Japan was arrested after returning home because of their posts on social media. Li said, "We should always consider the possibility that they, CCP authorities, may look up your phones when you are going through the border control." Chen, a Hong Konger and Li's friend, said that since the CCP crackdown on the Hong Kong freedom protest movement, she had erased everything sensitive. Li said that in the U.S., groups of Chinese students work for the CCP. Therefore, they will send all information about Chinese students whose actions affect the interests of the CCP to the Chinese embassy in the U.S. Chen said, "When we go to, like, some political gathering in D.C., we still wear a mask or something because we see someone using a camera taking pictures." Chen shared that she doesn't want to return to Hong Kong in the near future. She added that most of her friends studying in Hong Kong want to leave the island.
On April 29th, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying posted a comparison of the evacuation activities of the Chinese and U.S. governments in Sudan on Twitter. Sudan is experiencing civil unrest, with violent clashes between the Sudanese armed forces and its powerful paramilitary, the Rapid Support Forces. Her Twitter post read, "First versus last, another difference between China and the U.S. When facing dangers abroad, U.S. officials evacuate themselves first, but Chinese diplomats always help evacuate their people first, and are the last to leave. However, according to the situation, Hua Chunying's statement is inaccurate. On April 22nd, the U.S. government evacuated embassy staff in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, as well as other U.S. government employees from Sudan, but had not yet assisted in evacuating U.S. citizens. Stranded U.S. citizens' families criticized the move. However, on April 28th and 29th, the U.S. government carried out the first evacuation of its citizens. While mass evacuations continued, it was also negotiating with relevant parties to ensure the safety of personnel evacuations. Washington also summoned its allies to join, and the second convoy was ready to set off. Before Hua Chunying's post, a New York Times article reported on April 28th that a convoy carrying about 300 Americans departed from the war-torn Sudan capital, Khartoum. After a 500-mile or 800-kilometer journey, they arrived in Port Sudan on April 29th. U.S. officials said drones monitored the evacuation route and provided armed cover for the convoy. Records indicate that as many as 16,000 U.S. citizens may live in Sudan, most of whom hold dual American-Sudanese nationality. About 1,000 people have been evacuated at press time. In addition, according to U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller, about 5,000 U.S. citizens have sought help from the government. On April 29th, the U.S. State Department noted, "The U.S. government has taken extensive efforts to contact U.S. citizens in Sudan and enable the departure of those who wish to leave. We messaged every U.S. citizen in Sudan who communicated with us during the crisis and provided specific instructions about joining this convoy to those who were interested in departing via the land route." According to CNN on April 27th, U.S. citizens who had registered with the State Department for assistance received an email notification of the evacuation via an overland convoy. The next day, they were advised to meet at a golf course between certain hours and only bring one travel bag. Over 500 people have been killed, and thousands have fled the civil war in Sudan since it broke out on April 15th. At least 2 Americans were killed in the conflict. A few days ago, a video circulating on the Chinese internet showing a Chinese couple living in the US boasting that they received free food that was distributed to the poor. Their actions have not only caused outrage among the Chinese community in the US, but they have also been criticized by Chinese netizens. The Chinese couple run a Douyin account called Sweet Look at America and have over 1.28 million followers. Not long ago, they posted a video bringing a student ID card to a community campus in Los Angeles and receiving welfare food at a food aid point for poor students. The woman has a student card because she often learns English for free at a school. The video shows her pulling a cart full of free food and daily necessities, such as milk, instant noodles, biscuits, canned goods, and tampons, while laughing and saying, "There are so many things I didn't take. If I took it all, I wouldn't be able to carry them." The couple then took their daughter to a local upscale mall in Los Angeles to buy expensive sneakers. They even said, "We are not short of money, but how can we not take free things?" According to the website Career Engine, the couple's monthly income is $16,000, much better than most local people. They are, in fact, not eligible for welfare benefits. Their actions caused a stir in American public opinion. Many people say Chinese rich people are taking advantage of the US. A netizen said this phenomenon also happened in Australia. During lockdowns in Australia, we saw wealthy Chinese wearing LV items queuing up at food banks. I'd always just assumed only those who needed them would use them. Then a Chinese friend said, "They don't need it. They take it because it's free." Another netizen said a local TV station in San Francisco once took photos of Chinese people driving luxury cars, queuing up to receive free relief goods. It was really embarrassing to watch. Some American bloggers said, although legally speaking they did not break the law, but they received a salary of tens of thousands of dollars and still went to receive benefits that were originally given to the poor. Where is your conscience? The incident is still causing a stir in the Chinese community. Some netizens said all the shame has been thrown overseas. The couple has deleted the video. A netizen said he heard that the Chinese community in Los Angeles was condemning them, and some even said they would sue them. The perception of US society about the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, is not good, and after this occurred, it will shift the perception of Americans about the CCP to the Chinese people in the US, which will have a very bad effect.
On May 2nd, a cluster of UFOs flew across the night sky of Harbin City, Heilongjiang Province, attracting people's attention. Reports indicate that UFOs have appeared in Heilongjiang several times, so what are they? According to JIMA News, on the evening of May 2nd, Harbin citizens took pictures of many UFOs in the sky. The following day, a witness named Sun said right after he left work at 11 p.m. that night, something very bright appeared above his head. Another witness named Feng also said that 11:07 p.m. that night, she took pictures of a series of UFOs flying in the sky. Then she saw them descend extremely fast. So far, she still hasn't discovered what they were. Like Feng, a Qiqihar resident named Jiang also wants to know the answer. He said that he has also seen this type of UFO often. For example, at 5:23 p.m. on February 13th this year, he saw a string of light spots in the southwest sky lasting only a few seconds. The light spots disappeared when he was about to take a picture. Regarding this, the staff of the Qiqihar Meteorological Bureau said that at the time they did not know about the matter and couldn't explain it. Qiqihar City's Air Defense Office also responded they haven't received any notice of any exercise or training. According to researcher Zhou Jin at the Beijing Planetarium, they don't look like meteors in terms of speed and duration, because the meteor's speed is breakneck and it usually disappears in less than a second. Another time UFO could be seen in Harbin was September 5th, 2022. At 10 p.m., a citizen named Liu said when he returned from work, he also captured a strange phenomenon in the night sky. Several flashing light spots appeared and moved between the clouds, appearing and disappearing for about an hour. Also, on April 15, 2021, a video of a UFO appearing over Fujian City, Jiamusu, and Heilongjiang attracted Chinese netizens' attention. According to this 14-second video, a series of fireballs were moving across the sky. The videographer said the fireballs lasted more than 20 seconds and they were more colorful than seen in the video. At 10 a.m. on May 17, 2014, two people in Xinxiang Town, Shuangchang, Heilongjiang, were fishing. They also saw a mushroom-like object which fell 5 kilometers away from them, accompanied by a loud bang. At 15:42 on July 8, 2012, a tourist named Li Hui was taking photos at the Sky Garden in the Fenghuang Mountain Scenic Area in Heilongjiang. She happened to spot a low-flying glow UFO. Although the duration was very short, a landscape photographer accompanying her managed to snap this photo. From 21:30 to 2300 on August 16th of the same year, a Harbin citizen named Zhang Shui also captured 3 glowing UFOs near Sifangtai Bridge. Do UFOs exist? Experts can't explain. For the phenomenon of unknown objects often appearing in the sky, even astronomers and UFO experts cannot give a definite answer to this question. Several years ago, the Pentagon claimed the existence of UFOs were real, as more and more U.S. pilots claimed to have seen UFOs during their flights. For example, from 2014 to 2015, U.S. pilots reported sightings of UFOs almost every day on the U.S. East Coast. No engines or emissions could be seen from them, but they can achieve supersonic speeds. Lieutenant Ryan Graves, the pilot of an FA-18 Super Hornet fighter jet, had a close encounter with the UFO in late 2014. Regarding the UFO video captured by the pilot, the U.S. confirmed it was real, but did not explain what the UFO in the video was. Another example was on July 15, 2019. A U.S. warship caught a spherical UFO passing near the coast of San Diego, leaving a radar mark. The UFO's flight speed was not very fast, about 54 kilometers to 74 kilometers per hour, and it flew into the sea for about an hour and disappeared. To find out what the UFOs that have been seen in the sky are, in 2021, the U.S. Department of Defense released a report detailing more than 100 sightings that they have investigated, saying UFOs had unusual movement patterns or flight characteristics, which cannot be explained by science at present. There are likely billions of exoplanets in the universe. So far, humans have not found extraterrestrial life among those known exoplanets, but this does not mean extraterrestrial life and alien civilizations do not exist.